Joe Madden and the Cubs are thinking big this season, and with a talented group of young players, the Cubs are right in the middle of the playoff push that they hope will put them in the postseason. Bruce Bochy and the defending world champs are on a roll of their own. They're feared for their experience when the pressure's on, and this season is no different. Game 1 of the series, Giants-Cubs from Wrigley, and it's coming up next. The road trip continues. We're in beautiful Chicago, also beautiful Wrigley Field, as we get ready for Game 1 of this 4-game series, Giants and Cubs. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is John Miller. Mike Krukow will be back with us on Tuesday in San Francisco. Giants are 3-3 on this road trip, and tonight in this old ballpark, we got a rookie pitcher on the mound, Chris Heston. This park should be pretty good for Heston.
Well, the wind is blowing in tonight from right field. At least it was before the ball game. We'll see. It can change this time of year. But that would be good. And this is a ballpark that rewards the ground ball pitcher. He's a sinker baller. And usually the grass here is pretty thick. And the ball gets caught up in that grass. So it's just the opposite of Texas and even Atlanta, where the ball was shooting through those infields. So we'll see if he's able to take advantage of tonight. Usually he does take advantage and gets a lot of ground balls.
A lot of excitement here in Chicago with these Chicago Cubs. Should be a really nice pitching matchup with Heston and Hamill. When we come back, we will have the lineups in the very first pitch of this game right after this.
SFN Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. For a limited time, try the new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack with melted garlic herb butter. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Wrigley Field, Chicago, and the Cubs have taken the field. Heading out to the mound, Jason Hamill. Let's take a look at the weather. It's a beautiful night in Chicago. The game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. Game time temperature will be 77 degrees. A little bit of a wind, and it is blowing into the ballpark at 10 miles per hour. 55% humidity. The forecast, partly cloudy and totally perfect for baseball.
Beautiful. Here's the lineup for the Giants that'll be facing Jason Hammel. It'll be Pagan, Aoki, and then Duffy. Duffy on this road trip's been fabulous. Pence, Belton, Crawford. Adrianza's going to hit 7th, Sanchez 8th, and Heston 9th. No Buster Posey. On the mound for the Cubs is Jason Hammel. His numbers this year in 20 starts, 6 and 5. He's had a good year. The ERA is good. And what they tell us is his slider has been fabulous. See, right-handed hitters only hitting .217 against Jason Hammel. Defensively, Coughlin, Fowler, and Soler in the outfield from left to right. It'll be Bryant, Castro, Russell, and Rizzo from third to first. And the kid Schwarber is going to do the catching.
And here we go. The first pitch is a called strike to Angel Pagan. We are underway. Pagan sat out the series in Atlanta, and he was anxious to get back in there, telling Bruce Bochy that he felt fabulous. Bochy wanted to give him a little time to let that knee heal up, and that's a called strike. So now it's 2-1. That first pitch was also a ball, so 2-0 was the count, and now 2-1. Back to the screen. 2-2. The umpiring alignment. Manny Gonzalez back of the plate. Paul Schreiber umpiring at first. The crew chief, Fielden Culbreth, at second base. And Jim Reynolds is the third base umpire. Pitcher standing a little patch of sunshine coming in through the opening between the lower deck and the upper deck. Right field and most of center field are in the shadows. First base, second base, and third base in the shadows. And Hammel misses at 95 miles an hour. And it's a 3-ball, 2-strike count. They knew there's that sun coming in from, let's see, I believe it's setting in the west tonight. We always like to check that before the game. Center field, and Fowler into the sunshine to catch it. That ball, he reached down. The ball looked like it might be below the knees, and he hit it pretty well, and it carried well.
Now here's a swing by Pagan. You're right. It may have been ball 4, but he hit it right on the nose, and I thought for a second it might get over the head of Fowler, but he was pretty casual about this, and then at the last second he had to reach back just a little bit to put it away. Ended up being a pretty nice play.
Now Nori Aoki. Aoki-san hitting .304 and a foul ball first base side.
Played Pepper yesterday with the second baseman, and you could tell he was really frustrated. He just kept hitting these weak ground balls to the right side, and he just could not stay back. He was way out in front of everything.
And the hard slider. It's a ball and a strike. That slider, according to the Giants scouting reports on Hammel, throw a lot of fastballs, and he's got a good one. But his big out pitch is that slider. He also will throw a curveball and a changeup on occasion. Down the right field line, foul. So primarily, 92% of the time it's going to be either the fastball or the slider.
Yep.
And just occasionally a curveball, and even less often the changeup.
Yeah, you can sit hard if you're a hitter.
And a foul into the upper deck just off to our left. Well, it really is a different look from where we sit, high atop the upper deck with the two big boards out there. One in the right field corner and one out in left center field above the bleachers. There's the one in left center. Struck him out. He was trying to fight that one off and couldn't do it.
Well, you can tell the layoff by Aoki did not affect him immediately when he came back, but it's starting to affect him now. You just saw the other scoreboard, and that keeps the lineups up there the whole game. And I don't know whether the fans like it or not. I don't know, but I know broadcasters appreciate it.
It's odd because the old scoreboards in the old ballparks, they always had the lineups posted, always the inning by inning score, the out of town scores. And there's ball one. Then as they got fancier, they kept some of that actual game information up less often, or if at all. Matt Duffy with 2 down, nobody on, and that's a called strike on the outside. Duffy with a .310 batting average, 9 homers, 51 driven in, .347 on base percentage. You see his numbers. He's been hot lately. The foul ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That's also a series, John, where a lot of stuff written about Chris Bryant from spring training and on. Not just about where they're going to call him up, but also about how talented he was. And now the Giants have a young man that is in contention with Bryant as far as Rookie of the Year.
So you may actually have the top 2 candidates going head to head here tonight, and that's if you're not including Chris Heston as a Rookie of the Year candidate, which you likely should. 3-2.
I mean, one is going to hit for more power, and that's Bryant. He also has more RBIs, but the hits and the average all go in the direction of Matt Duffy.
Duffy actually has a higher slugging percentage, and he gets a base hit to center field.
He can hit.
And here comes Hunter Pence. Buster Posey, a prearranged night off.
Well, just a fastball out over the plate. That never seems to bother Matt Duffy. Either going to hit this up the middle or he's going to hit it to right field.
So Duffy is aboard. You have to keep an eye on him if you're the Cubs. He does have 5 steals this year. Hunter Pence hitting .285, .337 on base average, 36 RBIs. He's only played 41 games. Off the end of the bat, foul. Back out of play, and it's 0-1.
He's the one guy, John, that has any kind of history at all against Hamel. Does have a double and a home run lifetime against Hamel. But everybody else, Pagan's got 9 at bats, but those are the only 2.
So they've seen him, but most of them not a whole lot.
Right.
No score, 2 down, and Duffy, the runner at first. Rizzo on the bag with him. And now Duffy will move to second.
You come in here, John, and you get a feel, and it's not something you felt in Atlanta just because of where the Braves are and they're rebuilding. But there is a buzz around the city, and tonight there's a buzz around this ballpark. It has a little bit of that playoff atmosphere.
The Cubs, unlike the Giants, they're way behind in their division. They're 9.5 games out of first, behind the Cardinals, and in third place. But they're just a half game behind the Giants for the second wild card. And that's fouled on the right field line. So Cubs fans are kind of into that whole wild card race at the moment.
Yeah.
Whereas the Giants, and I think Giants fans, are focused on how the Giants are in relation to the Dodgers, who, by the way, since we brought it up, won their game today back at Zach Greinke. How about this? A new way of winning for Greinke, who's been almost untouchable. Greinke gave up 5 runs in the first inning in Philadelphia, and hit a home run.
It's ridiculous.
That's hit well. Right center, but against the wind, and caught on the warning track by Soler. Now there's not much wind, and I doubt that it had much of an effect on that one. Just fell a little bit short. Cubs coming up.
Seston. It'll be Fowler in the leadoff spot, and then the rookie Kyle Schwarber, followed by Chris Coghlan, and then this is their big dog, Anthony Rizzo. Not only has he done well in his last 7 games, but he's got 21 big flies on the season, followed by Brian Soler and Castro. Hamill, the pitcher, is going to hit 8th, and then Addison Russell will hit 9th. Heston 11-5. That's right, he's a rook. He's got 11 wins on the season, and he's a ground ball specialist. He only allowed 6 home runs, and he'll face the Cubs for the first time.
So Heston ready to go to work here. Heston pitched the Saturday game in Arlington, Texas, and lasted only 4 2/3 innings on a hot night. And there's a called strike to Dexter Fowler. Fowler the last couple of years had been in the American League with the Houston Astros. The Giants remember him with the Colorado Rockies. Just off the outside. That was pretty close. Fowler, 29-year-old veteran, and a foul back off the facing of the rooftop.
You always are a little concerned about sinker ballers that first inning. Do they keep the ball down in that first inning? If they do, they're going to be fine.
Look out. And almost hit him.
I don't know how it didn't. Heston's known to hit a couple of guys in a game, and for whatever reason, he'll have a couple get away from him. Remember, he hit 3 guys when he threw the no-hitter in New York.
Ever since, I think Giants fans, he hits a guy, they're thinking, oh, good.
You know what? He's going to have a good game.
Good sign. And off the outside. Cubs are by and large a young team, and at age 29, Fowler is one of the elder statesmen of this lineup. Pagan, one away.
Well, defensively behind Heston, it'll be Aoki, Pagan, and Pence in the outfield. Starting at third, it'll be Duffy, Crawford, Adrianza, Belt. From third to first, Hector Sanchez will do the honors. Buster Posey, who's played a lot of games lately, has the night off, but very likely you'll see Buster later on in the game. So
here is the 22-year-old phenom, Schwarber. Schwarber, who's from Middletown, Ohio. And this is only his second year in professional baseball. He was the 4th overall draft choice in 2014, last year. And they signed him, and he played 72 minor league games last year and hit .344 and had 18 home runs. Giants had the shift on for him. The second baseman, Adrianza, is well out into right field. And that changeup a little bit off the outside. Now Brandon Crawford moves all the way over to the right side, and Duffy moves all the way over to shortstop, as they figure Schwarber's not bunting with a 2-0 count. And it's 3-0. Chris Coghlan is on deck. Schwarber's only 22. Chris Bryant is 23. Jorge Soler is 23. Addison Russell 21. So they have a lot of very young, very talented young players. And now it's 3-1. Kyle Schwarber, who has also played some outfield, and they say really the position he seems to be least experienced with is catching. It's a long run for Duffy, but it doesn't matter. It's back into the crowd behind the Cubs dugout. 3-2 the count.
Anytime you have the shift on and there's a pop-up in that area, it's going to be very tough for the third baseman, who literally is playing short, to get the pop-ups like that, and the catcher has to know that, because he's going to be going after balls that normally would be a can of corn for the third baseman.
And you saw Hector hustling over there. That ball is ripped foul. It got there in a hurry. Schwarber, a Giants fan and a Cubs fan, they both brought their gloves.
I think the Giants fan caught it and handed it to the Cubs fan. Well, that's the story I'm going to go with.
I'm going with it. It's kind-hearted Giants fans.
Unbelievable.
And that's a curve outside, ball 4. And they tried to fool him with a 3-2 curveball. Schwarber was not fooled. Schwarber has not played very much. Tonight is his 25th game in the big leagues. But he came in with a .342 batting average, a .425 on base average, and his OPS is over 1,000.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's very impressive. And so impressive that Heston did not throw him a 3-2 fastball.
And Schwarber is back to the bag at first. Schwarber has 1 steal in 2 tries. Although under their new manager, Joe Maddon, Cubs have done a lot more base stealing than in the past. They've stolen 72 bases. Only been thrown out 26 times. And he curves him for a called strike. Chris Coghlan, another veteran, 30 years old, hitting .248. The Cubs as a team have been in a slump. Cubs team batting average is only .239 coming into play tonight. They are next to last. Only the Mets have hit lower than that. That 2-seamer, it had Coghlan spinning away, but that ball drifted back toward the plate and did not miss by much. There's Joe Maddon, former manager of the Tampa Bay Rays, who were always in contention, it seemed. There goes the runner. And a foul ball. Schwarber will not turn around and go back.
Yeah, pretty decent runner, pretty decent jump. Yeah, this is always fun coming to Wrigley Field. In the bullpen, you sit outside. Happy guy. A lot of Giants fans here today.
There's a Giants and a Warriors fan all in one. Giants hat, Warriors championships shirt.
Good by me.
1-2. A dribbler foul. Just barely got a piece of that breaking ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There you see it. Is that going to be part of one of the changes?
No, it might be. You just don't see it around the major leagues. I know they have it in Oakland, but those may be the only 2 left. I know years and years ago, if you were a player during the game and you were hungry, you went down to the bullpen. Somebody would get you a hot dog. It's perfect. It's amazing what a baseball will get you.
So I would gladly give you an official Major League Baseball in exchange for a couple of dogs.
Yeah, and it happened all the time. You want me to sign it? No. Just the plain baseball is fine. I'll get you 2 dogs.
That's out of play. Upper deck. That ricocheted off the top of the roof and right into the hands of a fan in the upper deck.
I mean, they are hanging from the rafters tonight, John.
Well, it's got that feel now of Wrigley at its best. Cubs fans are excited about the team. And even the people sitting behind poles, they don't care.
They don't care.
1-2 the count. Deep right center. Pence all the way back at the wall, and he has got it. Schwarber went back and tagged up, bluffed, but stays at first. And I don't know, maybe that wind, it's not that hard blowing in, but we've seen a couple of balls hit pretty well to right, and both of them didn't quite go far enough.
Well, I think if you ask Chris Coughlin, did he get this? I think he's going to tell you that he did. And I think he's going to tell you he thought this was at least going to go in the basket. And he didn't miss the basket by much. Remember, that basket hangs out over the field. And Pence hit a ball well. So did Coughlin just now. And they got nothing. The beauty of Wrigley, you just don't know.
You never know. Here is Anthony Rizzo. And their first strike at the knees on the inner half. And while many of his teammates have been slumping, especially since the All-Star break, not Rizzo. 294, a 400 on base average, 21 homers, 63 batted in, a 940 OPS. This guy is one of the feared sluggers in the league. There goes Schwarber, and the pitch. Oh man, hard slider, and Rizzo didn't have a prayer getting out of the way of that one. Real big sharp break, and Rizzo very slowly strolls to first base. I don't know if it got it right in the knee or right near the knee. Let's take a look.
Yeah, right on the front knee. You can try to get away on these, but what happens is the ball keeps coming at you. The more you try to move back, it's breaking towards you. That's a good matchup to watch for today is Rizzo and Heston. Rizzo is a terrific low ball hitter, and of course that's what Heston does. He throws a lot of sinkers.
So now here is the rookie Chris Bryant, 23 years old, 246 average, and he has really slumped big time since the All-Star game. Curveball, and he lays off. And he has been getting a lot of walks since the day he arrived. He's played 97 games. He's walked 55 times, even though he has struck out an incredible amount of the time. 130 strikeouts. 2-0.
I think the Cubs knew that this was going to happen with Bryant when they called him up. But I think they also realized that we're going to live with that because he's so talented that he's going to start figuring things out. And the only way you figure it out is if you see big league pitching every day, and that's what he's doing.
And that is over the outside for a strike with a fastball.
It's likely, John, that a guy like Bryant, if he stays in the minor leagues, he's going to hit, decent minor league pitching. And it probably wouldn't hurt him to have another year in the minor leagues, but such a demand for this kid to get here.
Just off the outside. Now it's 3-1. Bryant has been a fairly reliable RBI man. His 246 average and is only 152 since just a few days before the All-Star break. for about the last month. But he's hitting .310 with runners in scoring position. And he walks, and now the bases are loaded.
First inning, you never know.
Giants brain trust, Bruce Bochy, with his back to the field at that moment, as Jorge Soler comes up. This is a young guy who came on late last year and did great things for the Cubs. Another great young prospect who is a native of Cuba. And he hit .292 and hit 5 homers in 24 games last September. But he has not been hitting many homers this year. And that's ball one. He was on the DL for a while. But in 290 at bats, only 5 homers and 30 runs batted in.
He's another strikeout guy, John. You see the base runners, Schwarber, Coghlan, or check that, Schwarber, Rizzo, and Bryant. But he likes to swing the bat. He doesn't walk very much.
1 ball and no strikes with the bases loaded. 2 down, no score. 2-0.
Now, Hessen's a mess right now, and Sanchez is going to try to settle him down. Here, Mike likes to say it all the time. You got to get in the strike zone, and you got to get lucky. This meeting on the mound is brought to you by Ring Central, a leader in team communications. I mean, Soler wants to swing, and it's likely if this pitch is close, that's what he's going to do.
Chris Heston has thrown 28 pitches in the inning. Dave Righetti, the pitching coach, talking with Bruce Bochy about it. 28 pitches, more out of the strike zone than in, as you might expect. The outfield is deep and bunched up towards center. 3 men on. Ball 3.
Well, it's just one of those things. You got a guy up there that likes to swing the bat, and Heston cannot even get it close.
So it's 3-1. And Soler walked out of the batter's box, and Manny Gonzalez, the plate umpire, walked over to him and said, "Hey, you're not allowed to walk out of the batter's box, remember?"
Yep.
Feet spread wide apart. 3-1 the count. Base hit down the left field line. Schwarber scores. Here comes Rizzo, and he scores. It's 2-0 Chicago. Dave Righetti will go out to talk to his young right-hander. That pitch, that was not necessarily a fat pitch. It was up, but it was on the inner, really right around the inside corner.
Yeah, it may not even been a strike. But you mentioned here's this team that's struggling swinging the bat, but you set up the rally for free. So they've got 2 runs on 1 hit. And Heston, it's just that first inning. You never know what you're going to get. Here's the pitch John's talking about. It might have been called a ball, but it was belt high. And in a lot of ways, you're just glad Soler didn't hit it out of the park.
You saw where Sanchez was set up on the outside corner, and that ball was up and to the inside. So now Starlin Castro will come up. At one time, he was the young guy, the huge prospect, but he really has not done well this year. And it's ball 1. Castro is hitting only .238 with 5 home runs, 46 driven in, only a .274 on base percentage. Heston about to throw his 33rd pitch of this inning.
Remember, Fowler was retired. Coghlan, his ball looked like it was going to be gone. So the only 2 outs in this game were hit hard.
And a big pitch here, 2-0, way outside. Right now, it looks like if he tried to just throw one right down the middle, that he might have a shot at hitting a corner because it's not going where he wants it to go.
And I think he is trying to throw it down the middle, John.
Another 3-ball, no strike count. And 3-1.
I mean, now if you're Bruce Bochy, you're starting to think, pretty soon I got to get somebody up in the bullpen.
Righetti calling the bullpen as we speak. Threw him a curveball and fooled him. And it will be Yusmeiro Petit. He's the long man who will start to warm up. Petit, who pitched the final inning in Tuesday's win in Atlanta, and also 2 innings in the Monday ball game there, the extra inning game. Full count. Bryant at second, Soler at first. They run, and that is foul right past Brandon Hyde, the first base coach. What an ordeal this inning has been for Chris Heston. He's thrown 37 pitches and he's not out of it yet.
And Johnny's well in the game. I mean, he could get out of this and settle down and roll, but you got to get out of this inning with an out here or an out with the pitcher on deck.
Ryan at second, Soler at first. There they go. Adrianza throws him out. And the Cubs get just the 2 runs. Brandon Belt, Brandon Crawford, and then Adrianza coming up in the second.
You buy Bay Area Mini.
Well, if you haven't heard, the Giants, well, the cruise is back. You can join John and Dave and myself, along with Jeffrey Leonard and other former Giants, set sail on the Celebrity Silhouette on Sunday, December 6th. 7 nights in the Caribbean, and we hope you'll join us. Go to sfgiants.com/cruise, or you can call 800-670-0858. The cruise is back. Deep breath for Chris Heston.
Well, when he threw strikes, which wasn't often, they only had the 1 hit against him. There's ball 1 to Brandon Belt. Got to be a real bad feeling, though, to really not have a clue where the ball's going. You know where you want it to go, So here's Brandon Belt. They've got the overshift on for him. Called a strike. Jason Hamill had a long first inning too. He threw 21 pitches. There you see how they're playing it. Now, with no indication of a bunt by Belt on those first 2 pitches, the third baseman, Bryant moves over to shortstop. Or is that Castro? Did they leave Castro?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Castro. Bryant is the guy who is out in right field. The second baseman stays at second. The shortstop stays at short. And Bryant, the third baseman, is in shallow right. 2-2 now to Belt.
Bryant gets a workout going back and forth. If you're a young guy, you can do that. Many years ago, they probably wouldn't have asked Ron Santo to do that.
Or even years ago, or anybody else.
Anybody else.
And the slider misses, and it's a full count now to Brandon Belt, who got off to a great beginning in this road trip. In fact, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, in those 3 games, he had 3 home runs. Yep. Brandon Crawford is on deck. Blew it right by him. Second strikeout for Hamill. And Brandon Crawford will come up. And you see Chris Bryant crossing the infield. Well, he gets to talk with all of his fellow infielders while he's on the move.
It's a good lay of the land, that's for sure.
So he's back over at third now. Brandon Crawford, 264, 18 homers, 67 batted in. He got the night off last night. Just off the outside. Cubs lead 2-0. We're in the second inning. Giants have 1 hit so far against Jason Hamill. High and foul, and this will reach back into the crowd. Castro from shortstop, Coughlin from left field, both gave chase toward the Cubs bullpen area.
You know, John, coming from Texas and Atlanta to here, it's freezing right now.
Well, the official game time temperature was only 73 degrees.
Yes.
With some humidity. It was a beautiful day here, but what was it, 80, 81 maybe?
Gorgeous.
It was just spectacular. The one day, at least for now, Sunday is the one day that my Weather Channel app shows a high chance of rain. Still 2-2 to Brandon Crawford. And there are people who are not in Wrigley Field who are looking in the Wrigleyville rooftops. That's out in right field. That was a big bone of contention with some of those rooftop people. Well, these new boards, and there are some behind that board. Not many people sitting there.
Well, to the right of that, though, I see people sitting, and I'm wondering what are they watching? Is there like that group right there?
So I guess they can see something.
Or maybe they're just for the atmosphere.
High in the air. Coughlin on the run. In foul ground. So that is out number 2.
Yeah, I look at the wind and then I see the flight of that ball, and it almost looked like the wind pushed it back. But yet, if you go by the flags, that wouldn't be possible. Wrigley. You never know.
One thing I think it'll be interesting to see as time goes on here, because this ballpark has always been about the winds. It's Coors Field when the winds are blowing out. It's hard to keep the ball in the yard. When it blows in, it's the old Astrodome. It's hard to hit anything.
That's right.
But those 2 big boards may change those wind patterns a little bit.
They very well could. And I would imagine by Saturday or Sunday we'll have a better idea.
Ere Adrianza, who's been having a lot of success here the last 3 days. Adrianza had 2 hits in Tuesday's game, and he had 2 more yesterday.
Yep.
Wow, got the low strike there with that curveball. And a rare curveball from Hamill, and he's quickly ahead 0-2. Adrianza's batting average has gone up 78 points in the last 3 days. 1-2.
The boards are so good now with the players' pictures that when they take those pictures, they usually take them in spring training. It would be wise to get a good night's sleep before you get your picture taken.
And he struck him out with a slider. Giants down in order. Chris Heston will have to go back to work, trailing 2-0.
Where we needed.
Chris Heston, and he not only would like to throw a few more strikes, and he's thrown one already here to Jason Hamill. He'd like to get a quick inning. He needs one after a 38-pitch epic first inning.
Oh, you saw the quote by Bruce Bochy. Can you imagine if the bullpen would have been eaten up last night, and Heston looks like he's going to be gone in the first or second inning?
And that's strike 2.
So that's why Bumgarner's start and the distance that he went was so important. Let me see his line.
And Hamill's got a base hit.
Now, I don't care who you are and what kind of hitter you are. If you're going to get a hanging breaking ball, it's likely you're going to take a pretty good swing at it, and that's what Hamill got.
And Hamill is not a guy who is helpless up there. That was his 9th hit in 46 at bats. So here's Addison Russell, the 21-year-old middle infielder. 1 ball and no strikes. One ball and no strikes to count to Addison Russell. Belt is playing near the bag at first with the runner Hamill, and that's bounced foul. Addison Russell was the guy they picked up last year in part of the deal in which Hamill was one of the players Oakland acquired from the Cubs. They got Hamill and Jeff Samardzija for the Cubs last summer, and Russell was the big prize in that deal, as the Cubs were still trying to stockpile great young players, and Russell was a real premier, maybe the best prospect in the Oakland farm system. He was a real prize up to the big leagues early, but he's not hitting. .235 average, only a .301 on base percentage, but he's got a base hit.
Well, you hang a slider and then you get a ground ball, and you hope that that ground ball is going to be hit at somebody. It was not. So now you got to work to the top of the order.
Leadoff man Dexter Fowler now. Dexter Fowler, who lined out to center his first time. That ground ball for the base hit, that's only the second ground ball that he's been able to get. There's a bunt, and it's Fowler.
That's not a bad idea with the speed of Fowler. Try to bunt for a hit. If you don't get it, then you advance the runners. It's the perfect out. It's the perfect out for the hitter too, because you get a sacrifice. It's almost a good way of practicing bunting for a hit.
Change up, and the count is a ball and a strike to Fowler. Joe Madden, Chris Bosio is his pitching coach. John Malley, the hitting instructor. Eric Hinsky is the assistant hitting instructor. Brandon Hyde at first, Gary Jones at third. Dave Martinez came with him from Tampa Bay as his bench coach. Just off the outside, and it's 2-1. So Heston, who did not last very long on a hot night in Texas last Saturday, struggling to just try and get it put together here in this game, already trailing 2-0. And a good changeup, and that fooled him. 2-2. Fowler has a little power as well. 10 home runs so far this year. And he's a guy who will get a lot of walks. He's a good leadoff man. And the curve is low. It's a full count. Nobody out. Hamill at second, Russell at first, and Schwarber on deck. The big power guys are coming up next.
Well, if Fowler was ever thinking that he was going to get something to hit, it would be right here and now.
And he has only grounded into 3 double plays. Hard to double up. Struck him out.
Yeah, looked like he's found a pitch, John. Take a look at this 3-2 pitch. Another changeup.
So 1 down, and here is Schwarber.
Good movement. Probably more of a sinker than a changeup. And Sanchez crossed up. A lot going on right now between these two. See if, yeah, he was crossed up, and immediately Sanchez goes out. These two are a mess right now.
Schwarber got the first inning rally started with a walk. He's got a .432 on base percentage. So he's a real young guy with a very strong sense of the strike zone. That ball is crushed deep into right center field. It is a home run. And now there's a 5-0 Cubs lead.
Sixth of the year, and he did not miss it. I mean, I thought this was going to go way up into the bleachers, and the wind did knock it down. But he got enough of it to cut it right through the wind.
And ball 1-2 low to Coghlan. Schwarber with 6 homers in only 77 at bats in the big leagues. Giants bullpen is going to get going again. Off the fists and Crawford out number 2. That, by the way, Schwarber, as you see Petit starting to warm up in the bullpen again. He got up in the first inning as well. 6 home runs, but that's the very first one he's hit here at Wrigley Field.
Right in the hit me zone. Yeah, it's likely that we're going to be sick of seeing Schwarber by Sunday.
Rizzo, ball 1. He was hit by a pitch his first time. Well, this is the worst. It's only the second inning, and this is the worst start for Heston in recent memory.
Yeah.
1-1 the count.
Well, the thing about sinker balls, I mean, you get ticked off, you try to throw harder, it makes it worse.
2 in the first, 3 more in the second for the Cubs.
Well, I just think that the Giants are trying to do what the Dodgers did today,
which is
give up 5 and then beat the other team.
Greinke gave up 5 in the first and he won. He got the overshift on against Rizzo. 3 infielders to the right of second. 2 down, nobody on. 3 runs in. Starting back was Pagan. He got a late break. That ball hit off the end of the bat, and Pagan broke back on it and could not come rushing forward in time.
Yeah, you're right, John. He did, and that could have been the difference.
And I think, generally speaking, especially when you got a guy like Rizzo up there, that's going to be most people's first thought. He takes the big swing and they're going to break back on it.
Big strong guy, healthy rip. Always conscious of not letting balls get over your head. Yeah, I can see that.
One ball and no strikes to Chris Bryant. By the way, Schwarber, we mentioned his first home run at Wrigley Field. And Heston had only allowed 6 home runs this year in his first 21 starts. That's the first home run he has allowed to anybody in his last 12 starts. May the 23rd, 2.5 months ago, was the last time he allowed a home run to anybody anywhere. 2-0. Bryant walked his first time.
Well, if you're Heston, you got to fight. These hitters are not going to back off.
Right to Crawford. And Adrianza gets the put out, forcing Rizzo. But a 3-run inning, and the Giants have a lot of coming back to do, trailing 5-0. in the National League for the Giants. When they get home, the Astros come in for 2, and then the Washington Nationals will be in for a 4-game series starting 1 week from tonight, August the 13th. Remember, Saturday the 15th, the first 40,000 fans receive a 2-for-1 flight voucher from Virgin America. Sunday the 16th, first 20,000 fans receive a Juan Marichal replica statue courtesy of Coca-Cola. sfgiants.com/tickets. The Giants have a lot of catching up to do against Jason Hamill. Hector Sanchez, the hitter. 5-0 Cubs. Here's Dwayne Kuiper.
And Sanchez takes down low, so it's 2 balls and no strikes. Heston is on deck, and then Pagan. Giants will try to chip away and then see if Heston can settle down. 3-0. This is a sellout crowd here on a Thursday night. The only night game in this 4-game series. They are hanging from the rafters. And this might be one of the few parks that actually have rafters. You go around the new parks and they don't even know what a rafter is, but there are the rafters. Sanchez fouls it out of play. It's 3-2.
That's just above the rafters.
We don't have rafters at our park, do we?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Overshift is on for Sanchez. It's 3-2. And he got him. And Sanchez looked out at Hamill's like, I wasn't expecting a 3-2 fastball. Here it is. Hit it. 4 strikeouts, and here's Heston. Heston has 11 hits and 40 at bats. And Leake and Bumgarner, really 3 really good hitters as he fouls this one as that's headed to the roof. And it's 0-1 with Pagan to follow. Pitch number 46 coming up for Jason Hamill, and it's a 1-2. Heston takes down low.
We don't know how long Heston's going to be able to go in this game. He certainly is going to have to start putting his game together soon, or he may not finish the 3rd inning.
That is a fact. On the ground on 1 hop to Castro. 2 outs.
His 38 pitch first inning was followed by 24 more pitches in the 2nd inning. So that's the question. How far is he going to be able to go with such a heavy load of pitches already thrown? But the Giants would like to see his night perhaps go similar to Madison Bumgarner's night last Friday. You recall, Bumgarner gave up 6 right away in that game,
right,
and then ended up giving the Giants 7 innings.
Well, it's game 1 of a 4-game series. You have to start thinking about tomorrow. And as Pagan goes the other way and hits it well, Coughlin on the move, and he makes the catch on the track. And that'll end the inning. Pagan has hit the ball hard twice. Heston coming back out. All Cubs. For the Cubs, 2 in the first, 3 in the second. And it'll be Jorge Soler to lead things off, who knocked in a pair of runs in the first, and here he takes a strike. Hamill and then Russell. Check that. Castro and then Hamill. So already we can see Heston now has kept the ball down on the first 2 pitches here in the third. And he'll see if he can get into a good rhythm. Outfield straight away. And this is popped up into shallow right field. Pence comes racing in, but it's Adrianza who makes the catch. Here's our Togo's big play the Togo's way last night. Kelby Tomlinson, what did he do? Well, he knocked in the first 2 runs of the game. That's what he did. And then in his very next at bat, he got another base hit, and that knocked in a run. And overall, Kelby Tomlinson had a terrific night. He started his career in the big leagues 3 for 3. And it's called a great first impression. I think Stretch had a good first impression, didn't he?
He was the Giant who got hits in his first 4 at bats, all in the same game. Second baseman with 3+ RBIs in their first or second career game with the Giants, and it's a short list.
Did I see Kent?
And Rogers Hornsby, a Hall of Famer.
Wrapped on the ground to Crawford. Castro's retired. Dave Fleming's going to be in. John Miller will head over to the radio side. We'll see John back here in the 7th. There's Dave. Dave looks like he took his dry cleaning to the game. You know, you just pick it up on your way to the park. Hey, babe. See Lee Jones sitting behind our illustrious partner, Mr. Fleming. Mike Bucco will be back on Tuesday. Hamill singled to open up the second, eventually scored. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Last year when we were here, we were being attacked for a 3-game series by spiders. So, you know, not anymore. They've actually cleaned it up. It's painted and the ceiling's painted. It's very nice. Plus last year we had Tarpgate, and that was no fun at all.
That was one of the most bizarre nights ever spent in a ballpark.
It was just not fun. Tap foul, 3-2.
There's the tarp. Of course, that night turned out it had been improperly stored from the previous usage.
Yeah.
That was part of the problem that night.
There's a big fold in it. Out of play off the bat of Jason Hamill.
Giants protested because it was an official game. The Cubs were declared a winner when they could not restart the game. But the commissioner's office overturned that and said no, it was the tarp was improperly deployed. And they quoted a rule, mechanical failure. They said, well, the tarp cylinder, I guess that's a mechanical object, improperly deployed. And the Giants won the protest, and the Cubs joined with them, the Cubs front office, in saying, yeah, that was terrible. It should not have happened. We think that they should protest. And Anthony Rizzo, the Cubs' young first baseman, when he heard his own team was in the front office was saying that, he said, I don't get that.
Yeah, I don't like it. A win's a win. More work for Crawford. And the Giants shortstop's going to make Hamill run, and he throws him out. Dave Fleming's going to be in. It's 5-0 Chicago.
is brought to you by Mendocino Redwood, available exclusively at the Home Depot.
Here at Wrigley Field, it's a 5-0 lead for the Cubs. Dave Fleming joins us. Welcome in, Dave.
I am happy to be here with you, Kate.
Yeah. I told John, by the time you get back in the 7th, it'll be tied.
Well, we know the Giants' offense, they can get it going. So it's not out of the question.
Let's put some good at-bats together. Starting with Nori Aoki, who struck out in the first. And the pitch to Aoki is outside and wide. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Duffy to follow, and then Pence. Remember, no Buster Posey. Panic on the DL. It's one of those seasons where you get one guy back, you lose another. Out of play, 2 balls and a strike. Pence on the shelf twice this year. Aoki comes back. Panic goes on the DL. Leak is going to miss a start. That's why Vogelsong is here. 2-2.
Well, what was the Warriors rallying cry? I think for a lot of this year, full squad.
Yeah.
Wait till we get the full squad together. And for the Giants, to me, it's kind of been that way, trying to get everybody together.
On the ground to short for Castro. Aoki is retired. And that'll bring to the plate Duffy, who singled in the first. Aoki's got the ground ball doldrums right now. He kept playing pepper with the second baseman in the game last night. Duffy, however, singled in his first at bat. Right now trying to get on for Hunter Pence. And a called strike, and it's 0-1.
Well, that wind has definitely been a factor after the Duffy hit. I thought Pence had hit one out.
Yep. Well, you could say Coglin's ball looked like it was going to go out.
I thought it was out.
And I thought Schwarber's ball was going to go much, much further up into the bleachers. Duffy off the end of the bat, foul right in front of the Giants dugout.
Well, it does feel like that wind, and we just showed a shot of those flags. It does feel like the wind has started to calm down a little bit. And that might be good for the Giants. They need runs.
They do. On the ground to second for Russell. So Duffy's retired, and here's Pence. Pence crushed the ball to right field. That was caught by Soler. And the pitch. You just never know what you're going to get from Hunter Pence. I walked in today, and you have to go up a set of stairs to get into the Cubs clubhouse. And I walked in just as Hunter Pence was coming out of the dugout toward the stairs. And he says, this is hit well into center field. Fowler back. Fowler looking up. And it one hops the wall, and Pence is going to go into second base with a double. He said, Dwayne, let me carry that bag for you. And I said, no, Hunter, seriously, I think I'm good. He goes, I insist on carrying your bag up those steps. He took the bag. He took it up the steps. I was like, all right. But anyway, that's what you get from Hunter Pence.
Well, you've been in the big leagues 41 years. It's about time somebody carried your bag.
Well, you haven't done it yet, but I'm going to start asking.
Mr. Kuiper, can I help you with that?
I mean, that's like at Safeway. They say, you need any help out? I said, someday I will, but I'm going to pass right now, okay? Here's Belt. Belt with a swing and a miss. I mean, it's nice that they asked.
Yep.
And it was nice that Hunter Pence offered. I said no, but he took the bag anyway. 0-1 to Belt. Belt struck out in the second. Overshift is on for Belt. Crawford's on deck. The Giants need a bloop and a blast. Well, they got a double blast, but now they need one to leave the park. One and two. Belt will see a lot of fastballs. And he's going to maybe see one right here. It's a ball and 2 strikes. 5-0 Cubs here in the fourth. Two and two.
Well, I thought he was going to see the fastball. Maybe he will now, but
well, Belt's pretty good at taking breaking balls that are not strikes. He will have a few fastballs thrown by him, however, as he waits patiently for Jason Hamill. And this is hit high and deep into left center field. It is out of here. And there's your blast. And the Giants now have a ball game. It's 5-2. I mean, we're not talking about the wind blowing out here today.
nope.
And he cuts this one right through the wind in left center field. And just watching Fowler, you knew that it had a good chance to go.
Well, if you throw it down to Belt, you better get it all the way down.
Yep.
And almost in the dirt down.
Almost in the dirt down. You're exactly right. So here's Crawford. And Crawford's going to take high and wide.
Well, you guys may well have been talking about it early like I was over on the radio side, but you figured Belt could be a key guy because right field just was not open for home runs early, but he loves to go to left with power.
Crawford drives it into left center field. Fowler on the move. He's going to get there, and he makes the catch. As Crawford hit it a ton. So the Giants are hitting some balls hard off of Jason Hamill, and we got a ball game. Belt hits one out. It's bye-bye, baby. It's 5-2 Chicago.
Giants, bottom of the fourth inning. Time for our McDonald's True Stories. It was on this date in 2002. Rob Den, his 300th career save. Giants beat the Cubs. It was a wild one. 11-10, the final score. A milestone for our friend, the great Rob Den.
All right. Let's see who's hitting here. Pay attention. It's Addison Russell.
Yeah, that's him.
Russell picked up a base hit in the second. Well, it's up to Chris Heston right now to show Bruce Bochy that I'm going to settle down and I'm going to hold the Cubs down, and the Giants are going to get back into this one. And you do that by throwing strikes, quality strikes, obviously, because right now, is that Jeremy Affeldt?
Yep, it is.
Wow. That's a broken bat, one hopper to Crawford. I think Crawford likes this infield.
Yeah, I do too.
It always has been a good infield. So here's Fowler. Heston is due to hit third in the fifth inning. He's getting the ground balls now as Fowler's retired.
Well, he has finally gotten the feel for that sinker, and even last inning, or the second inning, he gave up a couple of hits that were ground balls. I mean, I think he did get the feel for the sinker,
but he just made a mistake to the kid behind the plate who looks like he can hit a little bit.
Oh my goodness. Here he comes again.
His name is Kyle Schwarber.
They just have to figure out if he can be a catcher. And all the Cubs people say he's an incredibly hard worker. He wants to be a catcher. He's trying hard, but the results have been mixed so far. If not, they're going to find a different spot for him.
It's 2-0, and now you got to be careful if you're Heston.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm feeling now like it's Larry Walker at the plate. You got to be careful. Tap foul. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, one of the reasons you got to be careful is this is what he did. I mean, he's got a really like compact, powerful swing. Outside 3-1. Belt's home run in the top of this inning is giving the Giants a lot of life to get back into this one. Well to left. Aoki back. Side retired. Larry Walker. Fifth inning coming up. 5-2 Chicago.
Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Amici's East Coast Pizzeria. When you want the best pizza in town, Amici's delivers.
Well, Sunday, August 16th, our first ever Los Gamers Day. Erwin Higueros is going to host a Q&A session in both Spanish and English with a great guest list, including the Hall of Famer Juan Marichal. Special ticket includes a Marichal t-shirt and a ticket to the Giants and the Nats game that day. Tickets available. That special package, sfgiants.com/special events.
So here's Adrianza, 5-2 Cubs. Adrianza struck out in the second. So after hogging my 2 innings, I'm going to throw it to Dave Fleming. Dave, get after it, Dave.
Oh, so you want me to do the play-by-play now?
Absolutely.
Okay. 2-0. That is a strike. See how I did that?
At least you're calling strikes. I've been calling balls the whole afternoon.
Well, the score, if you haven't been with us the whole way, 5-2 Cubs. That's a ball. Chris Heston could not throw a strike early in this game. Just couldn't do it.
And it cost them.
Yeah, big time. Gave up 2 in the first and then 3 in the second. He is still officially in this game. We'll see if that remains the case. That's ball 4. Adrianza takes a walk. That's a nice job by him. And he's not only has he been getting some hits, he's having more at bats like that where he's taking some pitches. Giants need base runners. This game is far from over.
Yeah, they're going to do the Chris Bryant moving from third to really at the second base position.
Yeah, it's
I'm sure Joe Madden's got 5 different reasons why it's a great thing to do. But if I'm Chris Bryant, I'm thinking, you're wearing me out going back and forth.
Yeah, just the jog over there. I think the theory is, okay, you keep the shortstop on the shortstop side. He's the guy with the best range. Leave him alone over there. Okay, in theory. But, yeah, Chris Bryant has to go a long way away. Giants need Hector to start hitting. 0-for-1 in this game. That is a ball. Fastball. Close, but called ball 1.
Looked like Hamill wanted it.
That's one thing for Hesta. You can't blame the umpire for what happened, but in that first inning where he was trying to get his bearings, there were close pitches that were not called strikes. And Manny Gonzalez has always, I think, been an umpire who can have a small strike zone. There goes Adrianza running. Schwarber's throw, not nearly in time. How about that? Down 3 runs, but Adrianza was just convinced he could get there, and he did. How about we make that our Ford right choice?
Good idea.
You got to know that you can make it if you're going to run down 3 runs. After that steal, Adrianza, he got the good jump, and you can see it was not a close play. That's going to prompt a visit. Chris Bosio, pitching coach, coming out. He's talking to the catcher, not the pitcher, at least at first. All right, now I'm going to turn my attention to you, Jason.
Now, the conversation is as much to the catcher it is to the pitcher, at least this time. Blanco's come out on deck.
Which makes sense. Pitcher's spot is due up next. Now, if it's a spot where a bunt could be a play, I think they might have just left Heston in. But now that you got a runner at second and nobody out, if Hector walks, could be that we would see Blanco come back and Heston hit. 2-0 to Sanchez. That's ball 3. I think the main message to both catcher and pitcher was, look, it's 5-2. We got a lead. You're at the bottom part of the order. Throw strikes.
Well, yeah. Plus, by the way, the guy that you're throwing to is hitting 178.
Hector takes ball 4. How about that? Man. Well, now we'll see what the Giants want to do. They are going to send Blanco up there. Joe Matt may be wondering about that strike zone, but no, he wants the catcher to come out. He may be thinking about making a change right here.
Well, he's at least going to give the bullpen a chance to to throw some more pitches.
By the way, Hector Sanchez has had 47 plate appearances this year. That's his first one.
Come on.
First.
You're making that up.
No, I
just for the fun of it, you made that up.
I looked it up. It's true. Well, let's see what the Cubs manager wants to do here. That's a slow walk back.
Yeah, this is going to tick off Jason Hamill. Trust me.
Yeah. Well, it's a 5-2 lead.
He's got a chance for a win. I mean, the tying runs in the on-deck circle. I'd be ticked off, too.
He's coming out of the game. Yeah, he does not look happy.
That is a death stare right there. I think he wanted to put that one in Joe Madden's back pocket.
I do, too. So the Cubs are going to the bullpen here in the 5th inning. Giants trying to rally when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
As insider Alex, I only travel to Arlington, Pavlovich, provides wire-to-wire reporting of the 2015 season. Breaking news, video, special features, and more only on csnbayarea.com. Justin Grimm is your new pitcher. And Grimm, you see it's a 5-2 lead. He'll replace Hamill. And those are the numbers for Grimm.
Yeah, he's been good. A lot of strikeouts. He starts off Blanco with a breaking ball for ball one.
Got a 1.59 earned run average.
Those strikeout totals are impressive. We would love to strike out here. The Giants have a chance, though. I mean, they're already back in the game. They have a chance to really change the feel of this one. They were down 5-0 almost right away. Brandon Belt's 2-run home run has made it 5-2. Now they knocked the starter out. That's ball two.
Well, I believe I said the tying run when Madden came out was in the on-deck circle. That's not true. The tying run would be at the plate had Hamill stayed in the game. But still, it's tough to take those veteran pitchers out when they've got a 3-run lead.
He was not happy. Of course, he walked Adrianza and Sanchez, so it was some of his own doing. Blanco swings away 2-0 and pops it up. That was not a great pitch to hit in a 2-0 count. Fowler for out number one. He is not happy with himself, Blanco. That is a big first out.
Well, it's a big first out considering you're down 2 balls and no strikes. But Pagan's hit the ball hard twice, at least off of Hamill.
He has. I mean, I think that's a positive. But Pagan's 0 for 2, but the 2 at-bats have been good ones.
They've been very good.
Those numbers are still so far down from what we expect from Pagan. Trying to get healthy, trying to be productive. This be a big spot for a hit here. Good speed at second and Adrianza. That one crossed up Schwarber, and he did well just to wear one in the chest protector. That keeps Adrianza at second base. Man.
And nothing worse for a catcher, especially a rook. I mean, you're right. That's the play of the game. It's the play of the game.
Seriously, 95 miles an hour.
I mean, that's how you get somebody hurt.
Yeah, it almost looked like it was headed for his wrist. He's okay. Easy for me to say. There's your unhappy camper, the starter, Jason Hamill. Strike one. Who had Hamill and Heston lasting the same number of outs in this game?
Hamill had a 5-0 lead.
And he had only given up one base runner in the first 3 innings. He had 2 outs, nobody on in the 4th. That one in the dirt. Good take by Pagan. That's that wicked slider from Grimm.
You know, the Giants can make this one hurt if they get back and take the lead in this one. I mean, this crowd right now is thinking, all right, 5-0. Giants trying to duplicate what the Dodgers did today.
Yeah, that was a crazy game in Philadelphia. Zach Greinke gave up 5 runs in the first inning and got the win. That's ball 3 to Pagan. 95 miles an hour, but low. A walk would load the bases for Aoki.
Well, if I got this right, he's only thrown 1 strike, and that was the pitch that Blanco popped up.
Yeah, and a 1 strike to Pagan, so 2 strikes total.
Well, Pagan can try to lean on one here, but just keep the line moving.
Yeah, you got to be picky. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Pagan lunges for it and pops it up. Coghlan, 2 down. Same kind of pitch, really, and you can tell it's tough to lay off. Good execution by Grimm. That's 2 hitters in a row. Not happy going after that fastball away.
Well, 2 hitters in a row where it's 2-0 and 3-1. And that's a strike. But it may have been that Pagan was looking middle in and he swung at a pitch middle away.
So 2 down. Aoki comes up.
Yep.
And it's about time for Aoki to get it going.
It is.
0 for 2. He's struggling since coming off the DL. He's got 6 hits total. And what is this, his 9th game? Against Grimm. Low, ball 1. They get Duffy on deck, and the Giants, I think, would be very happy to see Duffy hit, whether it was with the bases loaded or 2 on and a run in, whatever. Hamill watching out of the game. Grimm, who has retired the 2 hitters that he's faced, even falling behind in the count against both of them. That is a strike. He can hit the outside corner. He's got good fastball command. Yeah, the Giants have thrived in these spots. Last 7 games, hitting .436 as a team, with runners in scoring position. Tonight, 1 for 4. They lead Big League Baseball for the full year in these kind of at-bats, hitting almost 300 as a team. 1-1. Aoki, foul ball. He had a pretty good cut there of that fastball. A little bit late. I mean, I think when Aoki starts to swing the bat well, that pitch away, he hits line drives to left field all day long.
He'll poke that ball right in the hole.
The Cubs fans trying to help Grimm get through this jam. One and 2. Pitch low. Good take. That's a nasty slider.
is the slider Dave's talking about.
That's got a lot of drop. Giants are battling here. Can they get a hit out of these at bats? 2-2. Aoki slashes it foul again. Schwarber sets that target. 2-2. Ball 3. I think he's seeing that slider well.
Yeah, well, it's likely he's going to see a fastball here. And that's the man on deck that the Giants wouldn't mind see coming up here in this inning.
Duffy hits pitchers with good stuff, and Justin Grimm has really good stuff. Well, Adrianza and Sanchez can take off with the full count and 2 down. We'll see them go. Aoki asks for time. Part of the rookie catcher. Schwarber's still learning all these pitchers. He hadn't caught that many games. And Grimm trying to pick the one that the pitcher really wants. 3-2. Now Grimm is ready. There go the runners. It is hit foul. He threw a breaking ball, not the fastball, and he kind of hung it. Aoki may have read that as a breaking ball and been ready to take, and then at the last moment decided, well, that was going to be a strike. I better spoil it foul.
Yeah, you do not want to take a called third strike in this situation.
He's fighting. This will be the 8th pitch of the at bat. Grimm looks frustrated that Aoki's asked for time a couple times, but he's taken forever to decide what pitch he wants to throw. Aoki, another foul. My goodness, look out.
Hit a gentleman right in the ribs.
Ouch. I hope he can breathe. Ouch. That was a bullet. And he even gives it to a kid. Another pitch to Aoki, the 9th of the at bat. He hits it foul again. Well, he is just not going away. This is a classic Aoki at bat.
No, it is. That's what he does. He just asked home plate umpire Manny Gonzalez if that pitch was a strike. I don't know what Manny Gonzalez said, but I don't think Aoki right now wants to let the catcher catch the ball.
The thing is, for the Giants, they're down 3 runs. It's the 5th inning, so good at bat or not, they need a bottom line result from it. 3-2 is chopped towards second. Russell's got it, and he throws him out. Well, the Giants did battle in that inning, but nothing to show for it. 2 stranded, still 5-2 Cubs.
you by the Solar Company. Not just any solar company. The Solar Company. Switch to solar and save.
Here at Wrigley, it's a 5-2 lead for the Cubs. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts. The new pitcher is Jeremy Affeldt. So Affeldt will replace Heston, and for Affeldt, this will be appearance number 39. He's had a couple of outings where he got dinged, thus his ERA is quite high, but overall, he's pitched extremely well as of late, and he's going to be in to go after Coghlan, Rizzo, and maybe more.
Yeah, the stuff looks so much more Affeldt-like these days. Starts off Coghlan with a fastball, strike one called. Well, Blanco stays in the game. Aoki, after that 10-pitch battle, made it out and comes out of the game. So the pitcher's spot, the number 2 spot in the order. One to Coghlan. Coghlan had a home run taken away by the Winds of Wrigley. His first time up because he crushed one. It was caught at the ivy by Pence. He's also hit a soft line out to short. That one is a jam shot to second. Adrianza throws out Coghlan. Now, one thing Chris Heston did after a disastrous first 2 innings, he did give the Giants 2 extras. Got 6 more outs after that. And these days that feels important, the way the bullpen has just been so chewed up. Here's Rizzo, who has not made it out, been hit by a pitch, singled, scored a run.
Tommy Hunter, by the way,
getting loose
in the bullpen.
That one is smoked foul. Wow.
Yeah, lady said, no, it hit the seat. I'm good. Just watch out for the little ones down there.
Yeah, if you're at Wrigley tonight, look out. We've had some line drives sprayed all over the place. 1. That's that Affeldt curveball. Yep. Right off the seat.
Yeah. See the guy out front acting like he almost had it. Stop it.
And the vendor just keeps on going on. There's another curve. Ball 2. The curveball to me looks so much better since Affeldt came off. He was really struggling with that pitch.
He just looks so much more relaxed out on the mound.
Yeah.
Here's Tommy Hunter.
Just picked him up from the Orioles, and he's throwing the ball well. Foul ball from Rizzo. Giants do have the heart of the order coming up. Duffy, Pence, Belt, and then maybe Crawford after that.
So the Orioles are a game back in the wild card.
Yeah.
So they're trading Tommy Hunter.
Strange. Not sure why. Inside, full count, 3-2. Cubs have a little thing going with Orioles pitchers. One of their aces, Jake Arrieta, they got from Baltimore. He was inconsistent. He's come to Chicago, been fantastic. The starter tonight, Jason Hamill, wasn't real good with Baltimore. Has been much better with the Cubs. Now they got Tommy Hunter. That's not close. Well, Chris Bryant, who comes up here, the Cubs had a little scare with him on Sunday. They were playing the Brewers in Milwaukee. And with this base hit, Bryant, who is a real hustling kind of player, went into second base. You can see his head collide with Gene Segura, and you can read his lips. I'm woozy. He came out of the game, and they were worried about him, but they did the concussion protocol, and he did not have a concussion, as it turned out.
Well, it's the same thing you said coming out of the bar in Atlanta the other night.
I'm a little woozy.
Affelt right now thinks that Manny Gonzalez has never seen a curveball before. And Affelt doesn't bark too much, but he's barking now.
Yeah. Well, he does not have a big strike zone, this guy. Bryant 0 for 1 with a walk. That one is hit foul, right off his foot or his shin. And Chris Bryant is super talented, but huge expectation on this guy. The controversy at the beginning of the year, they didn't have him in the big leagues for the first, 10 days, 2 weeks. Got all kinds of heat for that.
Yeah. Well, he had one of those spring trainings that, he's in the spring training Hall of Fame.
It's a small Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he hit 12 home runs or something stupid like that. The Indians had a guy way before my time. His name was Rudy Regalado. He was the first guy inducted into the spring training Hall of Fame.
The initial class, huh?
Rudy the Red Hot Rapper Regalado.
1-1 pitch. Bryant. That was a good one from Affelt. Strike 2 swinging. The thing about Bryant, he was the second overall pick in the draft just a couple of years ago. So from that point on, the Cubs have been expecting him to come up and be a star. So then he goes to spring training. He has the Hall of Fame spring training.
Yeah.
And they don't put him on the big club to start the year, which was controversial. But with all that expectation, lately it's not been easy for him. The numbers still look good, but he struggled a bit. 1-2, beauty of a curveball, strike 3.
Well, the other thing too, Dave, that look, this is not on Joe Madden, but one day we looked, he's playing center field. Well, you're really asking a lot out of a kid to play center, to play third, and now all of a sudden the expectations are, well, this kid can absolutely do it all. Instead of leaving him at third, just letting him ride it out. And I don't think he's played a whole lot of games in the outfield, but still.
Soler, who drove in 2 runs in the first inning, got the Cubs started against the starter Chris Heston. That's a good point you make.
Well, go from third to first. All right. Yeah. Third to center field. It gives you an idea how talented the kid really is.
And third base hasn't even been easy for him. He's struggled a bit defensively over there.
He's going to figure it all out.
He will.
He's going to be a monster.
There goes the runner. Huge jump, and really no chance even if Hector had fielded that one cleanly.
No, you're right. That was such a huge jump by Rizzo. Sanchez could have done everything right and it wouldn't have mattered.
Well, either he just guessed right or he has the move of Affelt.
Well, that's his 15th steal, so it's not the first time he's done it.
No, he's a little bit like Paul Goldschmidt, big slugging first baseman where you don't expect that from him, but he can run the bases. Now a base hit could add to the Cubs' 3-run lead. Giants trying to keep it close. Now time. And it was the catcher. Manny Gonzalez says, don't blame me. Do not blame me. He knows Affelt's already not real happy with him.
Yeah, well, partially Affelt's fault. If you're going to freeze the runner and you're going to hold it a long time, well, then eventually the hitter is going to ask for time.
Want to know. Now a pickoff play, and they actually put the play on, made the throw.
That felt a nice throw. He doesn't really like throwing to the bases, but all in all, this was a nice job. He threw a strike. He hit the outside corner to Adrianza.
Right on the black. Big curve, and that one hung. 2-0. You do wonder now with first base open whether Affeldt is all that eager to come after Soler. You got Starlin Castro in the on deck circle.
We also got a guy that doesn't like to walk.
Yeah. Fastball ripped to left. One quick hop to Blanco, and that's going to stop Rizzo at third. The ball skips all the way home. He just hit it so hard it couldn't score Anthony Rizzo. Man.
Well, nice job by Blanco to get to it and get it in quickly. That means now Affeldt still can get it out and get out of this inning, but that was a rocket. And Blanco's got a pretty accurate arm. Get to it and then get rid of it as fast as you can. I think Duffy actually tried to cut it off.
Well, it was a good play, and that would have been an easy one to bobble. It was hit so hard, one little bobble was going to cost the Giants a run. Now Castro, who is 0 for 2, is grounded out twice. 2 on, 2 out. Affeldt in a jam. Trying to get out of it. That one is a ground ball to third. Duffy fields, throws to first. He does get out of the jam. Big pitch for Affeldt, and now the big hitter's coming up for the Giants. That means Duffy, Pence, Belt, 5-2 Cubs.
At AT&T Park. Tuesday's a night game at 7:15. Day baseball on the 12th. That's a Wednesday. Astros Giants. sfgiants.com/tickets.
As part of this meat grinder schedule, Giants are playing all good teams, all contending teams, really from now through the early part of September. There is no break in the schedule.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts. There you see Tommy Hunter. Dave was talking about Hunter, what he's done with the Orioles and with the Cubs. And he'll be facing the Beef.
That
Well,
starts.
as Bum would say, he's a skinny guy.
Yeah.
But I like his at bat.
I think Bumgarner's getting a little worried about the average weight of the Giants dropping below an acceptable level.
Well, he's another skinny guy, but I like his at bat. That's what he said about Tomlinson.
Duffy, skinny, but a formidable presence at the plate. Hunter's got really good stuff. Look at that fastball, 99. Orioles were tired of it. They didn't want 99.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time figuring that one out.
There must be something to it. Duffy, that was a nasty. That looked like a slider at 93. Is that possible?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what Dave's talking about.
Yeah.
Could have been a cutter.
Yeah, maybe a cutter. Duffy hard on the ground to first. One away. Well, it is our Data Strong fan photo of the game. Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag CSNBA Data Strong Fan. And you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Our picture today, Kirby, with a picture of his two sons getting ready for a day at the ball yard. So thanks to Kirby Dorsett for sending in that photo. Pence takes now that's more like the traditional slider, 84 miles an hour. Strike one to Pence. Pence hit a double in front of the Belt home run in the fourth. Those are the only two runs the Giants have on the board. They trail 5-2. Good take, 1-1. Pence has crushed the ball twice. So plenty of outs left for the Giants in this game. Now Pence asked for time. Maybe Tommy Hunter just didn't want to throw a pitch. There's nobody on base. Maybe he's got like 10 pitches to choose from. They're having to go through all of them. Or maybe he'll just throw 96.
Well, I didn't want. Trying to figure out if he should throw 96, 97, or 98.
Yeah, that is true. That's a hard decision.
I'll take a little off.
Two and one. That one went right back on the inside to Pence, and he whacked it for a base hit. It's 97, but if you miss location against him, he's going to hit it hard.
You know, he does like the sinker slider guys. And now it's going to be up to Belt to make sure that Hunter throws a pitch down around his knees, because this is what he did in his last at bat, and he lifted it out of here. If you're Brandon Belt, you have to figure that you're going to have to turn it up a little bit.
I think that would count, that swing we just saw from the fourth inning. That was not a bad swing against 97. Belt has hit for power on this road trip. It's at his fourth home run on the trip.
I think it is.
So he's got 14 now on the year. He rips that one to right field. Soler, sort of staggering around, will make the catch. He might have hit it with some topspin to where he couldn't quite get that backspin carry, but he hit it hard. Two down.
Belt gets more backspin on pitches that are down low.
Yeah.
You're going to see some healthy rips here, because Crawford digs the gas too.
That could be a T-shirt.
Digs the gas?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
2 outs for Brandon. He did not get the gas. He got the slider. Good take.
And when they hand out that T-shirt at restaurants, that's not the restaurant you want to go to.
That's true. Yeah, you have to have that in context for sure.
Well, most good hitters do like the fastball. They do dig the gas.
He's got 18 home runs. Brandon Crawford continues to add to his career high. He has blown by his career high. This is the first time the Giants and the Cubs have played this year, and it happens every time we see a team for the first time in a while, or the first time for the. Crawford takes that slider. It's in there, 1-1. And the folks we know on the other side, Cubs people today, man, Brandon, look at those numbers for Brandon Crawford. I can't believe Brandon Crawford. He's got 18 home runs.
Yeah. Well, they don't get to see him on an everyday basis like we do.
Another slider. Hunter does not want to throw him a fastball. He hasn't yet.
Well, Hunter must know that Crawford digs the gas.
I think it's widely known. Maybe he's got the T-shirt. Well, they're not going to throw a fastball again here. That's sad. Well, 97. Maybe that's the two-seam fastball. 3-1.
Well, he's going to lean on this one if he gets it. We're at the point now where if you get a good pitch, you don't want to leave it up to Adrianza.
Take a rip. Pence at first, 2 down. Crawford, he does take a rip. Pence was going. He's safe. That's a steal for Pence.
Now Pence got a decent jump. He takes a peek to see what's going on. And his infielders are taught now, keep the tag on that base runner as long as you can in case they come off just by a little bit. They're going to call them out.
Yeah, Castro didn't do it as long as maybe the Cubs would like him to. Now a base hit to the outfield, and the Giants could get a run, which would be big. We'll see how much Hunter challenges Crawford here. 3-2. That's a fastball, and it's drilled to left center field. This one on its way and gone. Wow. And that was no cheap home run for Crawford. Well up into the bleachers. His 19th of the year. It's a 1-run game. That's the Brandon Crawford power we have seen over and over again. Yeah.
Well, we said he likes the gas. He gets the gas. And he puts it out into the bleachers in left center field. Very nicely done.
It's August 6th, and he's got 19 home runs. Playing Gold Glove caliber shortstop. Adrianza, first pitch swinging, a comebacker. Hunter's got this one. He'll flip to first for the out. But the Giants are feeling a lot better about this game, and Brandon Crawford earned that smile. A booming home run. Bye-bye, baby. Mid-6, 5-4 Cubs. Do you remember the night, August 19th, 2014, here at Wrigley, and the tarp controversy? Where's our partner Mike Krukow when we need him?
Well, he's sitting somewhere watching this
and laughing,
and he's going, they did that on purpose. Look at those guys on the left. They're not hustling. And the interesting point about this was Mike is very friendly with a lot of the people on this grounds crew. But Bruce Bochy not happy. You see Brian Sabian in the dugout, not happy. Jim Moorhead not happy. Broadcasters not happy. But it turned out that the Giants end up finishing the game and they lost. But Tarpgate.
The point was it was like 8:45. By the way, Bruce Bochy's before the bottom of the sixth gets underway, waiting to see who the pinch hitter was going to be, and now he will make a pitching change to bring George Cantos in. We're going to talk a little bit more about that controversy when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
The San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
Dave Fleming, Dwayne Kuiper here in Chicago at Wrigley Field. Cubs 5, Giants 4, bottom of the sixth. Beautiful night here in Chicago, and the hometown kid is going to come on and pitch for the Giants now. Bochy waited for the pinch hitter to be announced, Chris Denorfia, and then he took Affeld out and brings in the right-hander George Cantos, who has been worked hard and has overall pitched so well for the Giants. Look at those numbers.
Yeah, 51st appearance. He's second only to Javier Lopez in appearances.
And a lot more pitches thrown and innings pitched than Javier. He bounces that first one. That was a fastball. So he gets a mulligan. That's just a ball. It's 1-0.
Yeah. A little amped up pitching at home.
I think so.
Doesn't matter if it's your first time or your last time.
Well, he's got all sorts of people here tonight. That one is amped up. Cutter in the dirt, 2-0.
All right, now it's time to settle down.
Just to wrap up that, we showed the video of the tarp controversy. The Cubs were very cooperative about it. They didn't want it to happen that way. But the big deal about it was it only rained for 12 minutes. The game was stopped at about 8:45. It was called after 1 a.m. We waited all that time because they couldn't get the tarp on. The field was ruined. They couldn't get it back playable. That's ball 3.
Well, the White Sox are playing in their park at the same time, and they got no rain.
Yeah.
And they had no problems. Here, it was howling.
A memorable night. Well, Cantos needs to throw strikes here. Denorfia. That one is called a strike, even though Hector dropped it. Hector, I don't know what happened there.
Hector brought out a waffle iron on that, trying to catch that one. Hector, break in that waffle iron, will you?
Yeah.
Actually, it looked like he dinged his thumb a little bit.
Yeah, that one hurts. That's
you get a little late movement, and you can do that.
That's chopped foul.
This is what we're talking about. See the late movement, and then actually, Cantos is very fortunate that Manny Gonzalez hung in there and called that a strike. Yep. He really is.
From 3-0 to 3-2. We got the ninth place hitter Russell on deck, and then Fowler. In time. Something's going on. Oh, the pitch clock. So it's sort of in the realm of the hitter's backdrop. And I think Denorfia said, "Wait a minute, you got to turn that off."
Well, just pull the plug on the doggone thing. Okay, there we go.
Thumbs up, Manny.
Maybe that's the clock for in between innings.
Yeah, I call it the pitch clock. That's what it is. Someday we could have a pitch clock. They're doing it in the minor leagues.
Pull the plug. Pull it. Thanks. Yep, good. All right, way to go. Thumbs up. Anna. Now call this next pitch a strike.
Chris Denorfia been around a long time. For a long while, he was a Giants killer. Is hit to center. Pagan. One out. That's a good job by George.
It is a good job. You know, comes out. All of a sudden it's 3-0. Gets a nice call from Gonzalez. And then finishes off Denorfia, who you're right, has always been a pig. Always.
One thing about the new Wrigley with all these video boards, have you noticed how loud the music is now?
No, it is loud.
The music is loud.
I don't ever want to say I want it to go back to the old way, but it is loud. The spiders are gone.
And that is, from our perspective, that's the #1 improvement.
Unbelievable.
They spent hundreds of millions of dollars to redo the bleachers and put these big video boards in. They bought a can of Raid for $5.99, and that's all we needed.
I try to explain to people I was alone on radio, and literally in the middle of a pitch, one dropped down the back of my shirt. Now, I mean, that's how you get fired, by what you say on the air.
Slider to Russell, 1-1. It was gnarly.
And, you know, they've really cleaned it up. I mean, there isn't anything above us, but last year it was. I didn't have any issues with spiders. I do now.
1-2 after the foul ball. It was a literal infestation. They were nesting and they were crawling everywhere.
Yeah, we as broadcasters, no issues, nothing. I mean, we sleep soundly, but we left here, all of us, arachnophobia. It was like sweating in the middle of the night. Why? Wrigley Field.
1-2. Russell, did he go? I think he did. Yes, he did.
Look what it did to Kruk.
Yeah, he'll never come back. Arachnophobia.
I kind of have this policy where I don't use words that I can't spell. I just kind of broke that policy. You, of course, can spell it, but every booth, all of them. Well, maybe not
this
those guys. They cleaned out their spiders. Everybody else, you're on your own.
Ball 1 to Fowler. You weren't kidding when you said Cantos would have a little extra adrenaline. He's doing 92-93.
He's at
tonight.
home. He's a single guy at home. You're definitely going to add a little to your fastball. Come on.
That's low, ball 2.
And you wear every ring that the Giants ever handed out. You got to do that at home if you're a single guy.
All at once.
Sure is pretty though, packed, isn't it?
Gosh, what a night. It'll be packed all weekend long.
Yeah, absolutely.
Three and 1. Well, the Cubs fans are into it. This is a fun team. It's a young team that's exceeded expectations. And the Giants are the defending world champs. Javier Lopez getting ready. These two teams right in the middle of the playoff chase in the National League. It's a big series. 3-1. Fowler pops it up, and Wynn will likely push it out of the reach of Duffy.
And the Giants are involved in 2 races.
2 races.
The Cubs are involved in 1, and they're involved with the team that they're playing on the field.
You would never say this, their big rival, the Cardinals, but in some ways their biggest games are these games.
Absolutely.
The Cardinals 9.5 games ahead of the Cubs at the start of the day. They've already won. Cardinals are 69 and 39. They're 30 games over 500.
With a lot of injuries that they've had to deal with.
Cantos trying to get through this 6th inning. 3-2. Just misses. And he thought it was a strike.
Now there's the West. Dodgers won today, so the Giants are 2.5 back.
So that's one race. Here's the other. Pirates in that top spot before tonight. The Giants a half game ahead of the Cubs. And the Nationals have fallen into second place, so they're definitely involved in that as well. Bochy's coming out, and it will be a double switch. Kelby Tomlinson's going to come in the game for Adrianza, and Javier Lopez will come in. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. We'll be back.
Tonight at 9 on CSN Bay Area. Dave Benz is going to host this show. You're going to see Jason Thompson. He's the newest Warrior. Ray Ratto, he's going to be aboard along with Alex. I only traveled to Arlington Pavlovich. So check it all out on Sports Talk Live.
So Alex isn't here, but he's doing Sports Talk Live back in the Bay Area.
Yeah, well, he only goes to Arlington. Yeah, YMCA is big here.
The bleachers at Wrigley.
Get it going, baby.
Not the bleachers, but they're bopping around down there. There's Javier Lopez. You can understand why the Giants make the change. With Schwarber coming up, Lopez has been so good against left-handed hitters. So they use their second lefty against Schwarber here with a runner at first and 2 down. Trying to keep this a 1-run game. The Giants were down 5-0. It's now 5-4. We're still in the 6th. That is low. Ball 1. And Gonzalez has not been calling the low strike, which may not be the perfect marriage of umpire and pitcher. Tomlinson came in as part of the double switch. He's at second. Now hitting in the 2 spot in the lineup for the Giants. Adrianza came out. That is ball 2.
Looks like a hitter.
He does.
When you don't have a neck, you either look like a linebacker or a hitter. And this kid's got a great swing.
2-0. That one's definitely low. So 2 close pitches called balls. Now that one was not close. Well, look, I'm not getting on Hector Sanchez, but I do think when Posey's not in there, you do notice the difference. I mean, Posey helps his pitchers get those close calls. He's become one of the best in the game at that.
Now, Lopez has been known to come back 3-0. I mean, we see him do it all the time, but you just don't want to walk that guy in the scoring position, especially Fowler, who's got excellent speed.
Here's Buster. He is available on the bench tonight. Schwarber takes a strike. Hector's just all over the place. Time the Giants got the call, though, 3-1. And you're right. I mean, Lopez, he'll just stick to his game plan. That is off the fist. A pop-up. Duffy on that shift has to go back. He's got it. The inning is over. John comes back to join Kite here on the TV side of things. The Giants have come from behind. They're down 1. 5-4 Cubbies.
dealer. Heston and Hamill, they didn't get to the 5th. Heston gave up 5 runs. Hamill gave up 2. He got taken out and was not happy about it. Giants have 2 home runs by the Brandons. And Schwarber hit a long 3-run home run, and that's the difference in the game. He did that in the 2nd. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. It's Jason Mott. And you can see the numbers for Mott. Game number 50, facing Hector Sanchez, the pitch. And it's outside and high. 1 ball and no strikes. John Miller back from his radio duties as we've sent Dave Packin. Overshift is on. And Sanchez trying to tie it up, and he hurt his knee. He's trying to stretch that knee out. Take a look at the swing. Watch the back knee. As he twisted it, and he comes out. Maybe it could have been his hamstring.
Don't swing that hard unless you hit it.
That's right. My goodness.
They do have the overshift on for him.
This is tapped foul, and again, Sanchez is not long for this game, and now Anthony's coming out.
Anthony Reyes, one of the Giants' assistant trainers. By the way, I did talk to, and Bruce Bochy's coming out as well here. Well, he may not be able to stay in this game.
Nope.
On Buster Posey's night off. I did talk to Andrew Susac before the game, and the news is very good on that right hand with the thumb. He said today he hit and he threw. Today he threw for the first time, simulating throwing out base stealers, that sort of thing, throwing to second. And he said it went well. And he may, in a couple of days of more batting practice and more throws. And here we had some video of it from earlier. He said another couple of days, the way it went today, and he probably will be ready to go out on a rehab assignment.
Well, Anthony Reyes, Bruce Bochy depart. It's 1-2. Maybe Hector just needed a little bit of time to walk it off. It stays at 1-2. Hector was struck out and walked. Fouls another one back. This was the swing here where he tweaked it. Ouch. Maybe grabbed a little bit. Nobody at third with the overshift. Mott, the 4th pitcher, Joe Madden. Got him.
Well, Hector just caught several of those would be low strikes that were not called. So he must be wondering, well, wait a minute, I thought we're not calling that one. Catcher did not want it down there. He wanted it up, as you saw him give the signal for the higher pitch.
That's a strike.
And all those pitches that he's been calling a ball with Hector behind the plate have been reading out as strikes at the low end of the strike zone and the pitch FX on the MLB app.
So here's Blanco. Blanco bunts it foul. Blanco came in as a pinch hitter, stayed in the game.
That one, looking at the pitch FX, by the way, the entire ball, according to the pitch FX, was right at the bottom of the strike zone. Not part of the ball in and part of the ball out, right at the very lowest edge. The entire ball was there. So, and with 2 strikes, you've got to swing.
So Blanco battling, no balls and a strike. In at third is Bryant, and it's outside. It's a ball and a strike. Giants have come back. It was 5-0. Giants with 5 hits. The Cubs with 6. Out of play. It stays. Now it's 1-2. It was 1-1. The Brandons with home runs tonight.
Well, they teamed up on Monday in Atlanta, and the two of them combined for 3 homers in that game. 2 by Brandon Crawford. That's a good look in the Giants lineup when they're both going deep at the lower part of the batting order.
So Mott throws high to Blanco. Pagan on deck. We are in the 7th.
Although tonight they're not really in the lower part of the batting order. They're in the middle of the order.
Yep. Blanco will take a walk. It's 3-2. 41,242. I don't think they can fit another person in this park. Here's the payoff. Down the left field line. Moving over is Coughlin. He's going to slide and he can't get to it, although it's a nice effort. So Blanco will come back. There's the effort. The last second he took a peek where he was, and those walls down there are padded, so that makes a difference. The walls just behind the ivy, those are not. So you want to avoid crashing into the ivy.
The ivy does not afford much protection against the bricks.
It does not.
That it hides.
Blanco stays alive. Oh, and right to Angel Pagan, who found a young lady that he gave the ball to. Here it's Gregor Blanco, 3-2. Giants need a base runner here with 1 out in the 7th. Out of play again. 96. The Cubs have brought in 3 very hard throwing right-handers: Grimm, Hunter, and now Mott.
This will be the 9th pitch to Blanco.
This one is playable. It's going to be Fowler in front of Coughlin, 2 outs. And that'll bring up Angel Pagan. So Mott stays in and hangs in with Blanco. So here's Pagan, who's 0 for 3. Colby Tomlinson's on deck. Mott to Pagan. 1 ball and no strikes. Mott. You remember more Jason Mott with the Cardinals. He missed a year due to some arm problems. Got it fixed, and now he's with the Cardinals' rival. There's a strike. That evens the count. I don't see too many Giants end up in Dodger uniforms. I just really say the same with the Cubs and the Cardinals. That's fouled out of play. Lou Brock was once a Cub, correct?
Started with the Cubs.
How'd that turn out?
He got traded for they needed pitching. veteran pitcher, and he was a pretty good pitcher. Just that he was an older guy by then, Ernie Broglio.
Yeah.
And Broglio won, I don't know, 5 games for the Cubs, and Lou Brock went to the Hall of Fame as a Cardinal.
Pagano out swinging, and that'll end the inning. Bottom of the 7th coming up. It's 5-4 Cubs.
Leading 2 in the first, 3 in the second against Chris Heston, and none since. The Giants got 2 in the 4th and a Brandon Belt homer, and 2 more in the 6th on Brandon Crawford's home run. And now Javier Lopez to face a Cubs pinch hitter, Matt Caesar, batting for Chris Coghlan as we go to the last of the 7th.
And the pitch to Caesar is way outside. Rizzo is on deck. Bullpen is quiet, although now we see some people getting up. Looks like it's Hunter Strickland. And that got Hector Sanchez. So Hector right now is a target. See where that ended up? It ended up inside his chest protector. And Anthony Reyes is going to come out again. Pointing to his right knee. Watch where the ball hit and where it ended up. See, it ends up inside his chest protector.
So got him in the knee and then right up near the right shoulder, and then ricocheted off the right shoulder and right inside the chest protector.
That's a tough one pitch scenario for Hector Sanchez. They're going to say Caesar went around. It's 1-2.
Caesar, but spelled S-Z-C-Z-U-R.
On the ground to Belt. Belt will take it himself. Remember, we were here a couple of years ago. Caesar was on the team, and when they told us how that was pronounced, we were like, oh, thanks. Oh, that's good.
I always forget there's 2 Z's in there anyway.
Yeah.
It's as Hunter Strickland gets ready in the Giants bullpen. You got another lefty here, Rizzo, and then a string of right-handed hitters after that. So Rizzo might be the final hitter of the game for Javier Lopez.
So here is Rizzo. And a shot into right field past everybody for a base hit. So Rizzo's been on base 4 times. And now with Bryant coming up, it may be that Strickland's not ready. So Bruce Bochy's going to take his time coming out. Although he wouldn't come out if Strickland wasn't ready.
Well, Anthony Rizzo coming into the game, a .350 batting average against left-handed pitching.
That's amazing. So it's going to be Bryant against Strickland. And we'll be back. At bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet. We use it every game, and we're using it right now. Here's Hunter Strickland to face Chris Bryant. 5-4 Cubs. Bryant walked in the first inning. And he bounced out, and Affelt struck him out in the 5th. So hard throwing Hunter Strickland. The pitch. Swinging foul back. Bryant was ready for it. Here's the swing. Take a look. You think he was ready? I bet he was. Both cheeks into that one.
I don't think too many guys have been blowing fastballs right by him.
Nope. Affelt got him on breaking balls. Rizzo at first. We're in the 7th. And there's a fastball high at 96.
Looked like he had a little cut to it there.
Beautiful night here at Wrigley Field. Large crowd of over 41,000. And this is just game 1 of this 4-game series. The only night game of the 4. Base hit to left. And he threw him a slider, and Bryant was all over it. So here's Solar, who's 2 for 3. So he stayed with that breaking ball. He just drove it right past Duffy. So it's important for the Giants to keep this a 1-run game. So Rizzo at second, Bryant at first. 1 out. And a strike. A little late call by Gonzalez. Everybody waiting to see if he was going to call that a strike, and he did. He's had a pretty good game, Manny Gonzalez.
Soler has had 2 hits. He knocked in the first 2 runs of the game against Heston back in the first inning with a bases loaded single, and singled again in the 5th inning against Afan.
Yeah, you got a nice 3-1 pitch from Heston. Foul back, so a challenge makes it 0-2. That was 96. And Hector Sanchez is going to go out. The Giants in the 8th inning, they will have Tomlinson, Duffy, and Pence. We did mention there is a good group of Giants fans in this park walking Michigan Avenue today. We saw a lot of Giants fans. This guy, that guy.
Yeah, I saw him.
All looking on it.
And they're enjoying it. Great city.
Having a ball. And the 0-2. Ooh, 1-2.
Good idea, though.
Yeah.
Crowd this guy.
Guy leaning out.
They've not been crowding him so far. He's been getting his arms extended.
He likes to swing. He doesn't want to walk. In the dirt, 2-2.
Well, certainly a good idea. I think he backed him off a little bit with that fastball, and then came back with that slider down and away. But Soler was not tempted.
And the pitch. Ooh. Wow, 3-2.
Well, it's a great job by Soler taking that pitch. Because he wanted to swing.
Well, we'll see if Joe Madden has any ideas of sending Rizzo and Bryant. It's 3-2. Hunter Pence with room in right field. Pence will make the catch. Rizzo will tag. 2 outs, and Castro will hit with runners at the corners. So Strickland comes in and he gets the out. And here's Castro, who's bounced out 3 times. Once to second, once to short, and once to third. They've turned up the volume this year, haven't they?
I think that new scoreboard in left field also is equipped with a new speaker system.
Either that or they put a speaker in front of our booth.
I really miss the old speaker system here.
So here's Castro. And the strike. 7-1.
Castro, it's hard to believe as long as he's been a Cub that he's still only 25 years old. And he might get hot at any time, I guess, but he's having a very bad year. Look at that batting average, 237, 3 groundouts tonight.
Pence racing, and now he's going to slow down, and that's going to end the inning. So the Giants do keep it at a 1-run deficit. We'll head to the 8th. John Miller will call the 8th inning. It's 5-4 Chicago. It was Mike Leake. Now it's Ryan Vogelsong against John Lester. And for Vogelsong, it will be his 23rd start. Lester will be making his 21st start. Leake going to miss a start with, I believe it's a hamstring issue.
Mild left hamstring strain. Had an MRI today.
So here it's 5-4. John, there's your new pitcher.
Pedro Strop, 8th inning setup man, and a first pitch fastball for a called strike. The throw back to him went right past him. Now that ball hit the ground. Don't they have to put a new ball in play? Yes. I thought that was the new.
Yeah. Otherwise you'd do it every time.
And look at those numbers. His numbers are awesome. And the count goes to 0-2 as he threw the off-speed delivery. Strop, as you see, Kelby Tomlinson, who was hitting .321 in the minors this year. Tomlinson up for the first time tonight, entered as part of a double switch in the 6th inning. Tomlinson so far in the big leagues is hitting .600. Strop has only allowed 23 hits in 47 and 2/3 innings pitched. His numbers are nuts. Slider about 4 feet outside, and it's 2-2. 23 hits allowed. That's less than a hit every other inning. Matt Caesar, who came in as a pinch hitter for Conklin, stays in to play left field for the Cubs. Matt Duffy on deck. Here's Bryant, and he got it.
Yeah, Tomlinson can run. He gets jammed, so he's going to get a little rough start out of the box. But if he gets a little better start, he'd made that more interesting. Bryant really had to make the play because it would have been a really tough play for Castro.
So well done by Bryant. And here comes Matt Duffy. The Giants down by a run, 5-4 in the 8th inning. Right back to Strop. 2 down. Duffy is 1 for 4. The only where that Strop could use a little improving, he has walked 22 and he's hit 4, so he's given away a lot of base runners in those 47 and 2/3 innings. But so tough to hit. The batting average against him 145 coming into this game. Well, here's Hunter Pence. He's had a double and a single. See, Strop has got a very unusual. It looks like he's going to go into a stretch and then he just kicks and throws.
He quick pitched it.
If he did that with a man on base, that would be a balk. You've got to come to a complete stop before you throw the pitch out of the stretch with a man on base, but not if nobody's on base. 2-0 to Hunter Pence. Swinging the bat well tonight. (3-0) with Brandon Belt on deck. Pence, even the time they retired him, it was a deep fly ball to right center, caught on the warning track by Soler. He also has hit a double to deep center over the head of Dexter Fowler, and a line drive single to right center his last time. Over the outside edge, 96 miles an hour, 3-1. Sergio Romo is up in the Giants bullpen now. Three and one, and that's a walk. He bounced that one in front of the plate. So Pence, the possible tying run, is aboard, and that throw got away again. And now Chris Bosio, the pitching coach, is going to go out to talk to Strop, who looked a little disappointed. Well, yeah, angry with himself.
Yeah, he was upset that he fell behind to Pence. Well, when they got the left-hander up, I kept thinking, well, that's got to be for Belt. It must be for Crawford.
And now right-hander joins Russell, the left-hander. The right-hander is Hector Rondon, who's been the closer for the Cubs.
Well, there's been a pattern. Pence gets on, guy hits a home run.
He doubled in the 4th, Belt followed with a homer. He singled in the 6th, and Crawford hit a homer to knock him in. They go into the shift here for Belt. Well, let's see if Pence. They've also been running a lot against these Cubs pitchers. Pence stole a base in the 6th inning, and Adrianza in the 5th inning. And Schwarber, a very young catcher, and the reservations they had about bringing him up were not so much about his hitting, but it's just about his ability as a catcher. Nobody at third base for the Cubs. So they're expecting that Belt is not up there to lay down a bunt with the right-hander throwing, and a left-hander ready in the bullpen. Oh. Man, he made Brandon Belt look very bad on that one. He bounced one in, a guy who tends toward wildness.
Now this is Belt's home run. It was down and away, and he backspin it out of the park. His next at bat, he had a ball maybe even better, but he had top spin, and it was caught by the right fielder Soler.
One strike to Brandon Belt. Looked a little over anxious in that first pitch. Way outside. Giants were down 5-0 at one point in this game. With the 2-run homer by Belt in the 4th, and then Crawford's 2-run homer in the 6th made it a 1-run game. But it is still 5-4 Cubs, 2 down. But right to Soler again. Last half of the 8th inning, still 5-4 Chicago.
Husker game live will start at 12:30. We'll have the game for you at 1 p.m. and you can see it right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area.
Five to 4, the Cubs leading as Sergio Romo in from the Giants bullpen, and the Cubs send up the switch hitting Herrera as a pinch hitter for Pedro Strop. Jonathan Herrera, former Colorado Rocky, shows bunt, takes a called strike, the fastball in there. Romo in relief of Hunter Strickland, who went 2/3 of an inning. Giants have not allowed a run since the second inning of this game. Little bit too low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rondon, who is usually the Cubs closer, Hector Rondon, is warming up in the Chicago bullpen for the 9th inning. The slider has popped up foul and back into the upper deck. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count to Herrera. Jonathan Herrera, after the Rockies traded him away, had some time with the Boston Red Sox. He's bounced around a little bit. Now at the Cubs, can play almost any infield position, and he's a switch hitter and a fast runner. Off the outside, a 2-seam fastball running away at 89 miles an hour. 2-2 the count. Herrera hitting .248 and 105 at bats with 1 home run. Only a .262 on base percentage. So the native of Venezuela is not a guy who takes a walk. Not very often. But he took that one, and it's 3-2. And there is Addison Russell on deck for the Cubs, the ninth base hitter. 5 runs in the first 2 innings for the Cubs, and so far that's been just enough for them to lead. They're in the last of the 8th. 5-4 the score now. And he struck him out with a fastball.
Well, this is an 88-mile-an-hour fastball, and Herrera looked back like, what?
Is that fair?
How did that happen? Had a good look at it. He just missed it. He was a little tardy.
I think a lot of times, unless they actually are just sure he's going to throw a fastball, 2 strikes, they expect to see a slider. Even a left-handed hitter like Herrera, they expect to see what Russell just saw.
You're right. That's the first time Russell's ever seen a pitch from Romo, at least during the regular season. And that's what you see a lot of right-handed hitters do the first time they see it. They cannot pick up the slider. I'll repeat myself. They cannot pick up the slider.
0-2.
Now, if he hangs it, that's a different story. You're going to see it a lot better.
Russell singled and scored a run back in the 2nd inning. Has grounded a short and struck out since. And did he swing? Yes, he did. Manny Gonzalez, the plate umpire, rings him up himself. Ball dug out of the dirt by Hector Sanchez. 2 down.
Well, stay tuned immediately after Giants baseball for Esurance Giants postgame live. You get highlights, reaction, analysis. It's all coming up right after the game.
Ball 1 to Dexter Fowler, the leadoff man. who is 0 for 3 with a walk, getting only 236. He turned himself into one of the top leadoff men in the National League while with Colorado, and kept that up with Houston, and he takes a strike, and it's 1-1. And you know, off season, as you see Rondon, the big right-hander, getting ready in the Cubs bullpen for the 9th inning. A guy he's been working with a lot, Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
And that sinking fastball is too low. 2-1.
Well, Barry probably watching, would like to get in the ear of Dexter Fowler.
June on the count. Harder slider in under the hand, and he hit it foul off his leg.
They ran that right in on the hands of Fowler. Watch this ball just run right in. Ooh.
Ouch.
Hit it off his ankle. Ouch is right.
2-2. Well, Fowler and Bonds have, by all accounts, become very good friends. Fowler said he was intimidated when he first started working with Barry. And that is the inning. The fastball running away, and Sergio Romo strikes out the side.
Bonds intimidating?
What's he talking about?
Unbelievable.
Last chance for the Giants. Morning, Michael. Talk about the game with Murph and Mac on KNBR 680, the sports leader. 9th inning, and Hector Rondon, the closer of the Cubs, comes in. Rondon has had 16 saves, 48 innings, 38 hits allowed. He's a strike thrower. He was only walked 11 in 48 innings and had 43 strikeouts, a 1.88 ERA. The Giants have Brandon Crawford, and out on deck there is Buster Posey. Kite.
And the pitch, and Crawford hits one high and foul and out of play down the right field line.
Well, Brandon Crawford hit a home run back in the 6th inning to make it a 1-run game, and it was a long one to the opposite field. His 3rd opposite field home run this week on the road trip. And he is our player of the game, brought to you by Honda.
And Crawford takes high and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. David Ross is now doing the catching. Schwarber is out of the game, and the pitch to Crawford. Crawford, look out. Ooh. everybody okay? One and two to Crawford. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
99 miles an hour, running away with movement.
Yeah. Everybody that has come in from the bullpen has thrown over 95.
And there it was again, 99 miles an hour, and that started as if it were going to be a ball inside. And at 99, it still had that movement. Look at this movement. Man.
So here's Buster Posey, who likes the fastball. Buster's got his average up to 332. And he fouls the first pitch back, and it's no balls and 1 strike. It's been a fabulous road trip for Buster Posey. And it's way outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Buster with 16 home runs, 75 driven in. Drives this one high and foul and out of play. It's 1 and 2. So this crowd of over 41,000 getting into it. And the pitch. Posey, it's a high fly ball to left. And is going to put it away. Buster got one cheek into that one, and he headed to the warning track. And that'll bring up Hector Sanchez. So here's the sequence. Fastball away. Way away. High and away. And then Buster way out in front. So here's Sanchez, who's 0 for 2. And the strike, and he's 0-1. Blanco to follow. Overshift is on for Sanchez. And that's just outside to even the count. Hector's going to have to be ready. It's going to be fastballs. Hit up the middle. But right there is fastball, and that's going to end the inning, or end the game. So game 1 in this 4-game series goes to the Cubs, and this is a ball game where, John, they fell behind, clawed back, and just couldn't get that last run or 2.
And both managers played it pretty much the same way to keep it as a tight ball game. The Giants not wanting to fall further back, and the Cubs not wanting to give away that lead. This game really was decided in the first couple of innings.
Final score: Cubs 5, Giants 4. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live with interviews with the ref starts right now.